You wake up. Same thoughts, same feelings, same version of you. You reach for your phone, check the same apps, think the same worries, feel the same heaviness. And here's what nobody tells you. Your body has become addicted to being you, not metaphorically, chemically, biologically, at the cellular level. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to change, really change? New habits, new mindset, new goals, and for a few days, maybe a week, you feel different, motivated, alive, but then you snap back, like a rubber band, back to the same patterns, the same emotions, the same you, and you think, what's wrong with me? Why can't I change? Here's the truth that's been hidden in plain sight. It's not your fault. Your body is running a program, a chemical program, and that program has been running for so long it's become your identity. Every thought you think creates a chemical reaction in your brain. Every emotion you feel sends signals to every cell in your body. And when you think the same thoughts and feel the same emotions every single day, your body memorizes that chemical state. It becomes addicted to it. You're not just thinking your life, you're chemically reinforcing it. Every single day. And the most stunning part, your genes are listening. Right now, in this moment, your thoughts are talking to your DNA, telling it what proteins to make, what chemicals to release, what version of you to build tomorrow. So here's my question. What if I told you that you could rewrite your biology, that you could signal new genes, create new chemistry, become someone else entirely, not by changing your circumstances, but by changing your mind? This is the science of mind-body chemistry, and it's about to change everything you thought you knew about who you are. If you're ready to go deeper than you've ever gone before, stay with me. Let me show you how this works. Right now, as you're reading this, your brain is producing thousands of chemical reactions per second. Thoughts firing, neurons connecting, chemistry flowing. But here's what most people don't understand. Every single thought you have creates a specific chemical signature. Think about something that makes you angry, just for a moment, feel it. What just happened in your body? Your hypothalamus, this tiny region deep in your brain, just manufactured specific chemicals called neuropeptides. These are the biochemical messengers of emotion. These neuropeptides rushed through your bloodstream, found receptor sites on your cells, and plugged in like keys in locks. And instantly your body felt anger. Not because something happened, but because you thought something. Your body doesn't know the difference between an experience in your life and an experience in your mind. Let me give you a more vivid example. Imagine right now, really imagine someone you're attracted to. See them, feel their presence, let your mind go there. What's happening in your body? Your brain just released neurotransmitters. These triggered neuropeptides, which activated hormones. Your heart rate changed. Your skin temperature shifted. Blood flow redirected. Your body prepared for sex from a thought. No physical touch, no real person in front of you, just chemistry created by consciousness. This is the thinking-feeling loop. You think a thought. That thought generates a chemical. That chemical creates a feeling. That feeling generates more thoughts, which create more chemicals, which create more feelings. Around and around and around. And here's where it gets profound. When you repeat this loop enough times, same thoughts, same chemicals, same feelings, your body memorizes the pattern. It's no longer your brain telling your body how to feel. It's your body telling your brain what to think. You wake up, and before you're even fully conscious, your body is already craving its familiar chemical state. Anxiety, worry, guilt, unworthiness. Not because something happened, but because your body is chemically conditioned to feel that way. Let me be clear about what I'm saying. You have become addicted to your own emotional chemistry. And the person you've been calling me, that's not your true self. That's just a memorized set of thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that keep generating the same chemical cocktail. You're not living. You're repeating. So here's the question nobody asks. If your thoughts create your chemistry, and your chemistry creates your feelings, and your feelings drive your thoughts, Who's actually in control? The answer, nobody. You're running on autopilot, but it doesn't have to be this way. Because if you created this chemistry unconsciously, you can recreate it consciously. Let me show you how deep this goes. Your body is made of proteins. Every cell, every tissue, every organ. Proteins are the building blocks of your physical form. And here's what will blow your mind. Your genes are the factories that produce these proteins. But here's the part nobody talks about. Your genes don't just turn on randomly. They respond to signals, chemical signals, from your thoughts and emotions. This is epigenetics, and it's one of the most revolutionary discoveries in modern science. For decades, we believed we were victims of our genes. It runs in my family. I'm genetically predisposed. I inherited this. But the science has evolved, and here's the new truth. Your environment controls your gene activity, not the other way around. Think of your DNA like the blueprint for a house. That blueprint doesn't change, but the house you actually build, that can look completely different depending on the materials you choose. The colors, the size, the details. You can create thousands of variations from the same blueprint. Your genes work the same way. The code doesn't change. But which genes get activated, when they get activated, and how strongly they express themselves, that's controlled by signals from your environment. And what's the most powerful part of your environment? Your internal environment. Your thoughts, your emotions, your chemical state. Let me make this crystal clear. When you think the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, and live in the same state day after day, you're pressing the same genetic buttons over and over and over. And here's what happens. Those genes start to downregulate. They become less efficient. They produce cheaper proteins, lower quality building blocks. Your skin starts to sag because your body is making inferior collagen and elastin. Your muscles weaken because the actin and myosin proteins aren't as strong. Your immune system falters because the antibodies are compromised. You're not aging because of time. You're aging because of chemistry. Chronic anger, persistent depression, ongoing anxiety, unrelenting guilt. These emotional states create chronic chemical signals that literally wear down your genetic expression. Think of it like a mold used to make car parts. The first 1,000 parts come out perfect, but after 10,000 uses, the mold starts to wear down. The parts don't fit quite right anymore. Your genes are the same. Chronic emotional stress wears them down. And here's the devastating truth. If you live by the same emotions every day, you're instructing your body to genetically become your past. You wake up, same routine, same people, same job, same problems, same thoughts, same feelings. Your body receives the same chemical signals. Your genes get the same instructions. Nothing new is being built. Nothing is evolving. You're biologically stuck in yesterday. And this is the invisible prison most people live in without even knowing it. But stay with me, because what I'm about to show you changes everything. Let me ask you something personal. How much of your day is spent thinking about the past? Replaying conversations, reliving problems, rehashing old wounds, and how much is spent worrying about the future, anticipating worst-case scenarios, stressing about things that haven't happened yet? If you're honest, it's most of your day, isn't it? Here's what's happening biologically when you do this. You're activating the same neural networks, releasing the same chemicals, generating the same emotional state. And your body? It can't tell the difference between something that happened 20 years ago and something that's happening right now. When you think about that betrayal, that failure, that loss, your body responds as if it's happening in this moment. Your heart rate increases, stress hormones flood your system, your muscles tense, your digestion shuts down, all from a memory. And if you do this every single day, which most people do, you're living in a state of chronic stress, not from your current life, from your past. Your body becomes the unconscious mind. It's so programmed with the emotions of the past that it's literally living in the past. You're not here, you're there. And the cruelest part? Your body starts to crave this state because it's familiar, because it's you. Let me say that again. Your body becomes addicted to the very emotions that are destroying you. You want to stop being anxious? Your body says no. Anxiety is who we are. You want to stop being angry? Your body says, but we need this. This is us. You're not just fighting your thoughts, you're fighting your biology. And here's why most people fail when they try to change. They try to think their way out of how they feel. I'll just be more positive. I'll just focus on the good things. But you can't think greater than how you feel, because your feelings are the chemical record of your past. So you end up in this exhausting loop. You try to change your thoughts, but your body keeps pulling you back into familiar feelings. Those feelings generate familiar thoughts, and you're right back where you started. This is why willpower doesn't work. This is why affirmations often fail. This is why self-help can feel empty, because you're trying to renovate the house while the foundation is still programmed with the old blueprint. And here's the devastating consequence most people never connect. If your emotional state isn't changing, your genetic expression isn't changing. Same emotions, same chemistry, same signals to your genes, same proteins being built. You're literally reconstructing the same body every single day. Your past is becoming your genetic future. Think about your parents, their patterns, their health issues, their limitations. Now think about your own life. Same job for years, same relationships, same daily routine, same emotional state. If your environment never changes, and by environment I mean your internal environment, then your gene expression never changes. You're not just repeating your own past, you're repeating your family's genetic destiny. And this is the moment of truth nobody wants to face. If you're waiting for something outside of you to change how you feel inside, you could be waiting forever. New job? You'll bring the same emotional state with you. New relationship? You'll create the same patterns. New city? You'll still be the same person. Because the problem isn't out there. It's in here, in your biology, in your chemistry, in the memorized emotional state that's running the show. So here's my question for you. How long are you willing to stay a prisoner to your past? Because here's what almost nobody understands. You don't have to wait for your life to change to start changing your biology. You can do it right now. Let me show you how. Here's where everything you've been taught gets flipped upside down. We're told first the experience happens, then you have the emotion. Get the job, then feel successful. Find the relationship, then feel loved. Achieve the goal, then feel fulfilled. Experience first, emotion second. But what if I told you it works backward? What if you could generate the emotion first, and the experience follows? This isn't mysticism, this is quantum biology. Let me explain. Your body doesn't know the difference between an experience that's happening in your external world and an experience you're creating with your thoughts. We already proved this. When you imagine that person you're attracted to, your body responded as if they were really there. Chemistry was produced, hormones were released. Your body believed the experience was real. So here's the radical question. What if you could teach your body emotionally what your future feels like before it happens? What if you could feel abundant before you have money? Feel grateful before you have the relationship? Feel successful before you achieve the goal? Not fake it, actually feel it. Chemically, biologically, cellularly. Here's what happens when you do this. Your body starts living in that future reality right now. It produces the same chemistry it would produce if the experience had already happened. And here's the stunning part. Those new chemicals send new signals to your genes. Your genes don't care whether the experience is real or imagined. They only respond to the chemical signature. So when you generate the elevated emotion of your future, joy, gratitude, love, freedom, your body starts building a new you. New proteins, new neural connections, new cells that match that future reality. You're literally becoming someone else. Not through willpower, through chemistry. Let me give you a real example. There's research out of Japan studying patients with type 2 diabetes. They wanted to see if mental state could affect blood sugar levels. They had patients enter elevated emotional states of joy, inspiration, gratitude, while monitoring their blood chemistry. What happened? Their gene expression changed right there, in real time. The genes related to insulin production and glucose metabolism started upregulating. Their blood sugar improved, not from medication, from consciousness. Think about what this means. You don't need to wait for your circumstances to change to start changing your biology. You can change your biology first, and your circumstances will follow. This is the quantum model of reality. In quantum physics, the observer affects the observed. The act of observation collapses the wave of infinite possibilities into a single particle, a single reality. You are the observer. Your life is the observed, and your emotional state is what collapses the quantum field into your physical experience. When you live in the emotion of your past, stress, fear, lack, you keep collapsing the same reality, the same patterns, the same life. But when you live in the emotion of your future, gratitude, abundance, joy, you collapse a different reality. Not someday, right now. Your body is the unconscious mind, and when you teach it to feel the future before it happens, your body starts dragging you toward that reality. Not because you're trying harder, but because you're being different. Here's what most people miss. Manifestation isn't about wanting, it's about becoming. You can't want something and manifest it, because wanting implies lack, and lack creates the chemistry of not having. But when you feel gratitude for something before you have it, you're generating the chemistry of already having it. And your body, your genes, your cells, they respond to that signal. This is how you break free from your genetic past, not by fighting it, but by creating a new future, emotionally, right now. Are you starting to see how powerful you really are? Let's go even deeper. Let me tell you what's really happening when you do this work. You're breaking the addiction to your old self. Remember, your body is chemically addicted to the emotions it's been feeling for years, maybe decades. Stress, anxiety, unworthiness, guilt. These aren't just feelings, they're chemical compounds your body has become dependent on. So when you try to feel different, when you try to feel joy, gratitude, abundance, your body resists. It sends signals to your brain. Something's wrong. We don't feel like us. Go back to familiar emotions. This is why change feels uncomfortable. It's not because you're doing it wrong, it's because you're literally in withdrawal. Your body is detoxing from the old emotions and adjusting to new ones. And here's the critical moment: most people quit. Right when the discomfort hits, they think, this isn't working. I don't feel good, and they go back to the old emotions, because even though those emotions are painful, they're familiar. But if you can push through that discomfort, if you can stay in the new emotional state even when your body is screaming to go back, something extraordinary happens. Your body starts to recalibrate. The new chemistry becomes familiar. The new emotions become your new normal. And your genes, they start responding to these new signals. They begin producing different proteins, building different cells, creating a different you. This is neuroplasticity. This is epigenetics. This is biological transformation. And it's available to you right now. But here's what you need to understand. This isn't a one-time event. It's a practice. You don't meditate once and become enlightened. You don't feel gratitude for 5 minutes and transform your life. You have to do it every single day, consistently, with intention. Because every day your body wants to return to the familiar, to the memorized you. So every day you have to remind it, we're someone else now. And the way you do that is through emotional rehearsal. You sit, you close your eyes, and you feel the emotions of your future. Not visualize, feel. You don't just see yourself successful. You feel what success feels like in your body. The lightness, the freedom, the joy. You don't just imagine the relationship, you feel the love, the connection, the peace. You teach your body emotionally what it's like to live in that reality. And when you do this every day, you're sending a consistent signal to your genes. Build me for this future, not the past. 10 minutes a day, that's all it takes. 10 minutes of feeling your future instead of reliving your past. And your biology starts to change. This isn't theory. This isn't wishful thinking. This is the science of transformation. And you are more powerful than you've ever been told. Ready for the final piece? So let's bring this all together. You are not your past. You are not your genes. You are not your circumstances. You are the consciousness observing all of it. And that consciousness has the power to change everything. Your thoughts create chemistry. That chemistry signals your genes. Your genes produce proteins. Those proteins build your body. This isn't a metaphor. This is your biology. And right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can continue living as the memorized version of yourself, thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, recreating the same life, or you can step into the unknown, into the quantum field of infinite possibilities, and start becoming someone else. Not by changing your life, by changing your mind. Here's what this looks like practically. You wake up tomorrow morning, and instead of reaching for your phone, checking the bad news, and activating the same stress chemistry you activated yesterday, you sit, you breathe, and you ask yourself, who do I want to be today? Not what do I want to do? Not what do I need to accomplish? Who do I want to be? Do you want to be stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, or do you want to be peaceful, grateful, powerful? You get to choose, not later, right now, and then you practice feeling that emotion. You don't wait for a reason to feel grateful. You generate gratitude from nothing. You think about something, anything that makes you feel appreciation, and you amplify that feeling. You let it fill your chest, your body, your cells. You're not faking it. You're creating it. And as you do this, you're sending a signal to 25,000 genes in your body. We're not who we were yesterday. We're someone new. And those genes respond. They start producing different proteins, building a different body, creating a different you. This is the practice, and it works. But here's what you need to hear. It's going to feel uncomfortable at first. Your body will resist. It will say, this isn't us. Go back to familiar feelings, and you'll be tempted to quit, to think this is stupid. It's not working. But that discomfort is the sign it's working. You're breaking the addiction. You're interrupting the pattern. You're becoming someone new. And if you can stay in that discomfort, if you can feel the new emotions even when your body wants the old ones, you will break through. One day you'll wake up and the new emotions will feel natural. The old patterns won't pull you anymore. You'll realize, I'm not that person anymore. And your life will reflect that change, not because you forced it, but because you became it. Let me tell you what's possible when you commit to this. You can change your emotional baseline. You can rewire your neural pathways. You can signal new genes and create a healthier body. You can break free from the genetic destiny you inherited and write a new one. You can stop being a victim of your past and start being the creator of your future. But it requires something most people aren't willing to give. Consistency, not motivation, not inspiration. Consistency. Every single day you have to choose to be someone new. Every single day you have to practice the emotions of your future instead of rehashing the emotions of your past. Every single day you have to remind your body, we're not going back. And I'm not going to lie to you. Some days it will feel impossible. Some days you'll wake up and the old emotions will hit you like a wave. The anxiety, the fear, the doubt, and in that moment you'll have a choice. You can surrender to those emotions and say, this is just who I am. Or you can recognize them for what they are. Chemical habits, memorized patterns, the old you trying to survive. And you can choose differently. You can sit with the discomfort, breathe through it, and consciously generate a different state. This is the work, and it's not easy. But here's what I know. The pain of staying the same is far greater than the pain of change. Living as the memorized version of yourself, trapped in the same thoughts, the same emotions, the same life, that's a slow death. But choosing to evolve, to become someone new, to break free from your past and create your future, that's liberation. And you deserve that. You deserve to know what you're truly capable of. Because here's the truth that no one talks about. You are not limited by your biology. Your biology is limited by your beliefs. You've been told you're stuck with who you are, that your genes determine your destiny, that your past defines your future. But the science says otherwise. Your genes are listening. Your cells are responding. Your body is waiting for new instructions. And the moment you start thinking different thoughts, feeling different emotions, and being a different person, your biology changes, not someday, today. So here's my final question for you. What version of yourself are you going to practice today? The one from your past or the one from your future? Because you can't be both. You have to choose. And whatever you choose, your body will follow. Your genes will respond. Your life will reflect it. This is the science of mind-body chemistry, and it's not just information, it's an invitation. An invitation to step into your power, to take responsibility for your biology, to stop waiting for life to change you, and start changing yourself, right here, right now. Are you ready? Let me leave you with this. Every great shift in human history started with someone asking a different question. Not how do I survive, but how do I thrive? Not why is this happening to me, but what am I creating? Not who was I, but who am I becoming? And right now, you're standing at that threshold. You've seen the science. You understand the mechanism. You know how thought becomes chemistry. Chemistry becomes feeling. Feeling becomes biology. You know that your emotional state is signaling your genes right now. That your body is either building your past or your future depending on what you're practicing. You know that nothing outside of you has to change for you to start changing inside. The power has always been yours. But knowing isn't enough. Knowledge without application is just philosophy. So what are you going to do with this? Are you going to close this video, feel inspired for a few hours, and then return to the same patterns tomorrow? Or are you going to take this as the moment everything changes? Because I'm telling you, it can be, if you choose it. Here's what I want you to do right now. Think about the future version of yourself. The one who's already free, already abundant, already living the life you dream about. What does that person feel like? Not what do they have, what do they feel? Is it peace, freedom, joy, gratitude, power? Whatever it is, I want you to feel it right now, not tomorrow, not when things get better, right now. Close your eyes for a moment if you need to. Take a breath and generate that feeling. Don't wait for a reason. Don't need evidence. Just create it. Because that feeling, that elevated emotion, is the signal that changes everything. That's the chemistry that rewrites your genes. That's the state that collapses a new reality. And if you can feel it now, even for a moment, you've just proven to yourself that you don't need your circumstances to change your biology. You did it with thought, with consciousness, with intention. And that means you can do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that, until it's not something you're trying to do, it's just who you are. This is the practice, this is the path, this is how you evolve. And I'll be honest with you, not everyone is ready for this. Some people are so in love with their suffering, so addicted to their familiar emotions, that they'll fight to stay the same. They'll hear this information and say, that's nice, but it won't work for me. And they're right. It won't, not because it doesn't work, but because they've already decided they're the exception. But if you're still here, if you've stayed with me through all of this, I know you're different. I know you're someone who's ready to do the uncomfortable work, to sit in the unknown, to break the addiction to your old self and become someone new. And I want you to know, you're not alone. There's a whole community of people doing this work, people who are choosing to evolve, people who are rewriting their biology, people who refuse to be prisoners of their past, and you're one of them now. And every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every state you embody, you're writing the code for your future. So write it well. Choose your thoughts carefully. Practice your emotions intentionally. Become the person your future self is proud of, because you are more powerful than you know. Your thoughts create your chemistry. Your chemistry creates your biology. Your biology creates your reality. And it all starts right now. With you, with this moment, with this choice. Who are you going to be? Now, if something in this resonated with you, if you felt that spark of recognition that, yes, this is what I've been looking for, I want you to leave one word in the comments. Just one word that captures how you're feeling right now, or what emotion you're going to start practicing. Maybe it's freedom, maybe it's gratitude, maybe it's ready, Whatever it is, drop it in the comments, because when you declare it, you make it real. You signal to your body, this is who we're becoming. And if you want to go deeper, if you want more of this science, more of these practices, more of this community, hit that subscribe button, because this is just the beginning. Yesterday, we uncovered why you can't escape your environment and how to rewire your brain before reality changes. Today, you've seen the mechanism, how your thoughts create chemistry, and that chemistry builds your biology. But there's one more piece, and it's the piece that changes everything. Tomorrow, I'm revealing something that most people never discover. It's the layer beneath what we talked about today. The reason why some people can transform their entire reality just by feeling, while others stay stuck no matter what they do. It has to do with what's happening at the deepest level of your biology, deeper than chemistry, deeper than proteins, at the level where your consciousness directly speaks to your physical form. Once you see this, once you understand this mechanism, everything we've covered will click into place. You'll understand why mental rehearsal works, why elevated emotions are so powerful, and exactly how to use this knowledge to become someone completely new. So hit subscribe, because tomorrow's video is the missing piece that completes everything. I'll see you in the next one. Now go create your future.